everybody, happy holidays. We are here today to share one of our family's favorite Christmas stories. Well, really, it's just my favorite Christmas story, and I just make everybody listen to it a million times. So, this is Mr. Willowby's Christmas Tree, and it's about a beautiful story. Well, I'm going to tell you what the story is. Obviously, I'm going to read it to you. But this story is about how everybody gets to share in the beautiful Christmas tree that Mr. Willowby brings to his home at Christmas time. So let's get started, shall we? Nolly, will you sit back for me a little bit? All right. So grab your hot cocoa or your coffee.
Oh, unfair. We don't get hot cocoa.
Maybe later. You guys can't have drinks in the living room. All right, Mr. Willowby's Christmas Tree by Robert Barry. Now, this book was written in 1969, before many of you were probably born, before I was born, and it has definitely stood the test of time. You may have never heard of it, but it really is one of my favorites, and I hope that it will be one of your favorites too. Here we go. Mr. Willowby's Christmas Tree by Robert Barry. Mr. Willowby's Christmas tree came by special delivery, full and fresh and glistening green, the biggest tree he had ever seen.
Can I see that tree?
Gonna have to show it all the way around. 360 book viewing today. He dashed downstairs to open the door. This was the moment he'd waited for. A magnificent tree, splendid, he cried. Please, sir, won't you carry it right inside? I think it might look best this year, right in the parlor corner. Here. Nola, stop, please. Oh, come sit down, little one. Everybody doesn't want to see your belly. Okay. But once the tree stood in its place, Mr. Willowby made a terrible face. The tree touched the ceiling, then bent like a bow. Oh, good heavens, he gasped. Something must go.
Can I say? You could just cut down the bottom.
He could. Baxter the butler was called on in haste to chop off the top, though it seemed quite a waste. That's great, Mr. Willowby cried with glee. Now we can start to trim my tree. When the trimming was well underway, the top was placed on a silver tray. I know just who'd be delighted with this Christmas tree. And so it was presented to Miss Adelaide, Mr. Willowby's upstairs maid. Oh, won't this be a pretty sight when I have it trimmed later tonight? But the top, oh dear, I'm so afraid, will have to be cut, sighed Miss Adelaide. And so with scissors, sharp and long, she snipped off the top while she hummed a song. The top was set out the very next day in the back of the house to be thrown away. You think that little treetop's going to be thrown away? Or you think it's going to get recycled? What do you think? Blankensmiths, what do you think?
I'm pretty sure that I've heard this story before, so I know the answer.
All right, we'll keep the suspense alive. Here we go. That little treetop, it caught the eye of Tim the gardener passing by. He certainly was not about to see that little tree thrown out. He hurried home straight away. Nola, you're interrupting the story. Thank you. He hurried home straight away to see what Mrs. Tim would say. Please stop. Fa la la la, surprise, surprise! Mrs. Miss Tim could not believe her eyes. But our house, she said, is so snug and small. I do not believe we'll need it at all. But before Mr. Tim had a chance to shout, she cut off the top and threw it out. Barnaby Bear was padding by. It almost hit him in the eye.
Now, who would throw a tree away so very close to Christmas Day? I'll take it home, that's what I'll do. Look, Mama Bear, I've a present for you.
Oh, isn't it a pretty tree? Yawned Barnaby, quite drowsily. But Little Bear, standing off far, cried out, "That tree won't hold a star." Barnaby said,
Let's cut a hunk off of the bottom here at the trunk.
but Mama Bear just shook her head and sliced that treetop off instead. Jolly by golly, Barnaby said with a kick. Mama, that surely is just the right trick. Let's trim it with bells and honey rings, some berries and tinsel, and popcorn on strings. Mama said, trim it just as you'd like. I've got to tidy up for the night. This top we won't need any more. I'll put it just outside the door.
Can I see?
Well, if you had been paying attention, you would have been able to see, instead of showing the people out there your foot. Silly Willy. Later on that frosty night, Frisky Fox came into sight. He spied the treetop, rubbed his chin, opened the sack, and shoved the top in. He scampered home and jumped his gate. This Christmas present couldn't wait. It's even better than mincemeat pie,
What?
cried Mrs. Fox with a happy sigh. Then the foxes saw that their Christmas prize was just a wee bit oversized. There, my dears. Now don't you worry. I'll fix this top now in a hurry. What did she do? She chopped off the top.
I chopped off the top.
They chopped off the top of the tree again. Everybody's getting a piece of that tree. Well, Benjamin Rabbit found it then, just outside the fox's den. It seems, he thought, most certainly Santa left that for my family. Look, he cried, see the tree I found. And with that, he called his family round. There was merrymaking, rollicking, frolicking, carrot shaking, celebration around the tree. All were happy as rabbits can be.
I can buy.
Yeah. Benjamin Rabbit, with his own hand, sliced a carrot and made a stand. Now let's see how this will look in our little chimney nook. But right away the children cried, look, it's leaning off to one side.
Can I see?
It's too tall, that's all, said Mrs. Rabbit. And as though it were a summer carrot, she chopped off the top. Or she gave it a chop and threw away the top.
Can I see?
Mm-hmm.
Can I see the top?
You can see, you can see, you can see. Pretty cool, huh? See, there's the top. It's getting thrown out. You think somebody else is going to get it?
Yeah.
Oh, there he is. Mistletoe Mouse just happened to see that tiny tip of a Christmas tree. He pulled it through the snow and ice, up some stairs. He fell down twice. At last, he reached his cozy house. It's just the right size, said Mrs. Mouse. And then at the top, if you please, they put a star made out of
Cheese.
cheese. Can I see?
Miss Aldo.
Oh, wasn't it grand to have a tree? Exactly like Mr. Willoughby's. Look closely, children. This is the best part of the whole book because where are those mice? Where are
In
they?
Mr. Willoughby's.
That tiny tip of a Christmas tree went all the way back to Mr. Willoughby's house. Isn't that cool? Full circle recycling. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Even in 1969. Isn't that amazing? Merry Christmas, young yogis. I am going to end our live stream before Miss Nola destroys the computer. I hope that you are all having a wonderful, wonderful day at home, snuggling with your families. It's a beautiful day here in Fort Worth. So hopefully it's a beautiful day where you are too, and you can get outside and have some fun, maybe take a walk around your neighborhood and enjoy yourself. Oh, maybe bring your children to the park. Apparently, I need to bring my children to the park more. All right, friends. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.